I got a ticket one time for passing a school bus with its flashing lights on. I'm in a school zone. There's a line of buses waiting for kids to come out of school, and none of them have their lights on. I'm going slow. As I'm nearing the end of the line of the school buses, the one at the very end turns its flashing lights on. So I stop. But the bus driver and a school crossing guard at the end of the line both wave me forward, say, "Come on, hurry up, go." So I do. I proceed slowly. Then months later, I get this ticket in the mail with pictures of my car passing a school bus. And what had happened was a camera on the school bus just automatically takes pictures. And then a company down in Florida who gets paid to do this automatically mails me a ticket. It's an automated AI type of system. It felt unfair and unjust. And I think this is the same feeling that we have when we're wrongfully deactivated. And this system of artificial intelligence judging humans is only going to grow. Hi, my name is Levi Spires. This is the Tip You in the App Daily Drive podcast. Today's Daily Drive podcast is brought to you by the Gig You app. So it just felt unjust because I know I wasn't trying to endanger any kids' lives. And I don't think the school bus driver or the crossing guard or anybody else in that situation felt like, oh, I was being a danger. But the system caught me and there's nothing I could do about it. It was just like guilty, boom, by robot. And this is how it feels when you're getting deactivated from Uber or Lyft or DoorDash or any of these other gig apps. People reach out to me like, "Hey, Levi, I'm being wrongly judged by Uber or Lyft. Can you help?" And the truth is, there's nothing I can do. And it feels bad. It feels horrible because they'll tell me this story. It'll be like, I've got 20,000 rides and I'm a 5-star driver. Nobody's ever complained. Then all of a sudden, I was falsely accused of something, whatever that something might be. And bam, their automated system of Uber or Lyft has decided that I am no longer, or you, whoever, is no longer eligible to use the platform. Sometimes it's a couple hour fix. Sometimes it's permanent and you're never going to be able to drive for that platform again. Let's be honest. We need Uber and Lyft and DoorDash to deactivate drivers. We do. We don't want drivers that are unsafe, disrespectful, violating the terms and conditions. There are drivers that are predators, violent criminals. They need to be deactivated. They don't need to be on the system. I just don't think Uber or Lyft or any of these AI systems are able to discern the differences between things and situations. They're not like a judge and a jury. They're just following a checklist created by lawyers in some sort of system. Who knows? Working with a computer science person and artificial intelligence. And it's like, bam, the deactivation takes place. It happened to me once. Last year, January 1st of 2025, I was deactivated from Lyft. Now, January 1st, obviously December 31st, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, big rideshare driver day. It's a big money-making situation. So Uber and Lyft had given me these bonuses and I went out and drove all night, 12 hours. And as I'm coming to the end of my night, I'm still using the Lyft app. I drop off a Lyft passenger and I knew I had another ride, but all of a sudden it was like, boom, the app was offline. And then it said, your account is on hold. You've been temporarily suspended for driving under the influence. It didn't say drunk driving. I don't know what it meant. Maybe under the influence of caffeine. I assume drunk driving though, right? Some sort of drug inebriation or something like that. And I was taken aback. It was like a shock. It felt like somebody was standing behind me and dumped an ice bucket over my shoulders. And I wasn't expecting it. So it was cold. It was a shock to the system. And I felt anger and frustration. Like, what is going on? I'm not drunk. I literally just drove all night. So I started to go through things in my mind, what may have taken place. And was there alcohol in my car? Was there a smell of alcohol? Because I did drive New Year's Eve and New Year's morning, maybe, but I can't smell it. But I've been in my car for 12 hours. So the whole car stunk. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know if that was it. And then I remembered about an hour before, maybe 45 minutes or whatever, I pull up to pick up a Lyft passenger. And when I get there, it's a woman with a toddler and a baby in her arms and no car seat. And as I pull up, I could see that she's going to want to get a ride and I can't take her. It's unsafe. Me violating the terms and conditions of taking her without car seats for her children. She walks up to the car and I'm like, ma'am, I'm sorry, I can't take you if you don't have a car seat. And she makes the claim, well, other drivers have taken her. She's got an appointment to get to. It's really important. And my heart goes out to her. I understand. It's tough. If there's no buses running and you don't have a car and maybe she's a single mother, who knows? She needed a ride and she didn't have a car seat. But I wasn't going to take her. So I told her, I'm going to cancel. It won't cost you any money. And I wish you the best. She was mad and I understand it. So I hit cancel and I even documented it. No car seat. Then I went on and did a couple other rides. I don't know if this woman is the one that made the claim that I had been drinking on the job, but that was the only real confrontation of the night. It went surprisingly well. It was hard, but it was a pleasant experience. That was the only real confrontation. That's probably what happened. So she accuses me for whatever reason. It could have been racism. There could have been a lot of things I get accused of, but it was driving under the influence. Now I have to deal with this artificial intelligence system. Hunter was the person working my claim. And I didn't talk to anybody on the phone. It was really just messages. So it could have been any artificial intelligence robot talking to me, going back and forth. And I just had to wait. There's nothing I could do. How do I prove I'm not driving under the influence? I could have gone to some sort of police station, maybe even peed in a cup or some sort of drug thing. I was just ready to walk away from Lyft. I was just ready to never drive for Lyft again. I think I'm a good driver, 5-star, done a lot of rides, doing what is right by Lyft. And here I am being falsely accused. Here is like the school bus situation. I know not to pass a school bus. I don't want to hit a kid. But this was an awkward situation. And everybody was waving me forward. And I was doing like 5 miles an hour. Like, are you sure this is what you want me to do? And they're like, yeah, we're just here to pick up kids or whatever. Hurry up, come on. So I go. And then months later, boom, guilty by AI. When the humans are involved, know the real situation. Situations like this are reasons to have a dash camera constantly running in your car. And I recommend Red Tiger dash cameras. Red Tiger is a sponsor of this channel. Now, I have the Red Tiger F17 Elite dash camera. That gives me 4K coverage out the front of the vehicle, 1080 out the back, and 1080 inside of the car. Please use the link in the description below to get your discount for your Red Tiger dash camera. That's what's frustrating. So when I get these messages from drivers, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how to help them. My solution isn't Uber or Lyft or Instacart gig work based. Here's my solution. Make sure you have enough money saved. Because if you get deactivated from one of these accounts and this is how you're going to make your money, you need to make sure that you have money saved because this may take some time for you to get another source of income. Could take days, hours, whatever. So always have some sort of emergency savings. The other thing you can do is have some backup apps. So for me, I primarily am an Uber driver, but I have Instacart downloaded on my phone. I do Lyft once or twice a week just to make sure I'm current with the app. I also do DoorDash occasionally. So if Uber decided for whatever reason I can't use their app anymore, I'm ready to move on to the next one. I think, though, the more important thing to do is to not have your identity tied up in this. And this is where I'm guilty. I'm saying have an exit strategy no matter what. What is that exit strategy? Your ability to walk away from these gig apps forever. Always be working toward that. Maybe going to night school so you can become a lawyer, whatever it might be. Saving up enough money. If you're a retiree, making sure that you have enough money in your accounts so you don't have to do this anymore, but always be ready to walk away. And this is good for every job because nothing's permanent. I am frustrated being treated this way by some sort of AI algorithm. It's not permanent. And that's the thing I feel when drivers reach out to me. They're at that stage of determination where it feels permanent. Like there's no hope. There's nothing else to do. And they're like, hey, Levi, can you help? And I'm like, man, I cannot help. I'm sorry. I really am. I understand. Now, with my Lyft deactivation, after a couple hours, I was reactivated. Hunter solved the problem and I was back on. And that's the only time that's ever really happened. Now, I don't get a lot of tickets. So for me, this school bus ticket thing was like, whatever. Got to move on with my life. I think the bigger thing out of all this isn't the emotions that we feel today as drivers being treated unfairly by AI. This is where society's going. Now, I'm an accountant and an economist, so I love efficient markets and being profitable. These algorithms are designed to get maximum efficiency out of the worker, whether they be employees or independent contractors like us. They're trying to lower how much they're going to pay, make us drive faster to get the job done and make as much money as possible. In being deactivated, and my only interaction with the app is through some sort of non-human entity judging me, passing some sort of conviction. That's real for us today as drivers, but I think that's what everybody's going to feel in the future. Mid-level management supervisors are going away. There's going to be top CEOs and then the workers at the bottom. And the CEOs can't individually have a relationship with every single worker. There's no longer mid-level management. They're just going to say, oh, Levi didn't do these rides on time, or Susan is a bad packager of McDonald's burgers or whatever it is. She's not doing it fast enough. The data, the efficiency of it all is going to say, no longer can work for us. I think this is already happening in Amazon warehouses, where everybody's governed by data and by AI. But it's real for us as drivers. And this is where society's going. We're relinquishing some of our rights as humans to these robots, to this AI world. When you're getting wrongly deactivated, unjustly being deactivated from these apps, it's very impersonal. Who are you going to talk to? If you're a driver and you've been driving in your city alone, I guess you can talk to your spouse if you're married or significant other, friends or whatever, but it's not like there's an entity to go to help you with justice. These issues are not big enough to go to court. You're an independent contractor, so there's no employment law that they're violating. If they don't want you to drive, they can just tell you they don't want you to drive. There's the right to work type of state law. I don't know the laws, but it feels so impersonal. We're being governed by AI all the time, whether it be the ticket that I got or being deactivated, but it's also by things I see in my news feed. Your news feed and my news feed are going to be different. AI is out there governing us all. It doesn't feel right. Now, if you're the one controlling the AI, if you're Uber, you're the CEO, it might feel perfect. But if you're on the receiving end of that judgment, it feels horrible. Have you ever been deactivated? Do you feel governed by AI? What is your strategy to manage all of this? Do you feel like society's moving in the right direction or the wrong direction? Drivers, for 2026, I'm still the driver. I haven't been deactivated. For 2026, I want you to make as much money as possible. I want you to be safe, healthy, and happy, but I want you to go out there and have some fun with this gig. Remember why you first started doing it. Last year, I was feeling deep in the grind and I lost touch with why I was doing this. I want to go out and make money, and I want you to make as much money as possible. Sometimes we forget we wanted to be drivers for freedom, to be in control of things. Get back to that source material and have some fun doing it. because it is fun. If you are a rideshare driver and you've been doing this for more than a year or two, you probably like it. You're doing it because you choose to do it. So enjoy the ride. That's what I want for you. I want you to be safe, healthy and happy, make as much money as possible, but know that I am cheering for you. My name is Levi Spires. This is the Tip You in the App Daily Drive podcast. Thank you so much. Be well. Bye.